What's going on, guys? Cyberdragon754. Welcome back to Need for Speed Payback. Episode, I have no idea. I can't remember off the top of my head. Last episode, I basically gave you my thoughts and the story of, and the references, kind of some spoilers of this, of Need for Speed Payback, and I've been relatively quiet. I don't upload at the weekend because, well, that'll be fixed soon. I think my dad's internet's going to be better by, not next weekend because I'm not going over, so I will upload at the weekend because I'm at my mum's, and then next weekend it should be good. So I'll be able to upload whenever, And I thought I'd showcase another one of the cars I used to get, or to complete the game, which I call the obnoxious green vet. As you can see, it's green for a start. It's very loud and obnoxious, and it's a Corvette, so... Well, yeah, that's what it is. I basically decided to make a car that's just stupid. And it's probably my favourite car to drive. Okay. What is today's video about? Okay. There's been... The reviews for Need for Speed Payback have been released a couple of days ago, and there's been a couple of changes you may have noticed. You may not have noticed, you may have noticed, because from what I can see, they're relatively minor. First off, the money you now get from events. You'll see, look, if you look closely at how much you get 20,000 for completing this event. I think it's called the Drift King is the one I'm about to do. You get 20,000. It wasn't like that before. You would have got 9,000. They doubled the amount of money. They've doubled the money. How much you would get for each event, which is because of the reviewers claiming the game was the progression or whatever. I don't remember what they exactly said was too much or too difficult. This is not the case. Look at that. I decline it because I know I'm just going to use nitrous. I accidentally press the A button all the time. Anyway, they've now made the game too easy. If anything needed changing, it was the bloody is the what are they called? The part tokens. The part tokens are they're not overpowered, they're just need a change. Okay, so if you're unaware of how the part tokens work, say you're considering getting the game, I'd just like to say, if you're watching this video for is the game any good, yes it is. All the get the game, just get it, seriously, it's an amazing game. It's so, it is properly... It's combining the over-the-top stuff, the stunt sequences of Need for Speed The Run, with the classic kind of feel. It feels like a Most Wanted Carbon era game. That's it's got that real, well, not realistic because it's not realistic, but it's got that kind of this is what's going on feel, and I don't know how to describe it, man. It's so good that it feels like those old games. And okay, back to the part tokens. Part tokens. Every race you complete, I think you have to. You either complete a race or you win. You'll get something called a speed card. Now these are basically the performance parts, and you'll get a performance part. And if you don't like it, there's an option to scrap it or exchange it or something, and you'll get a part token. You'll get part tokens out of the microtransactions, which I'd just like to say are very balanced. I haven't seen balanced microtransactions in a while, and this is definitely. They've done a really good job of not making them too overpowered, but anything a little bit underpowered. But don't say anything, EA will make them half the price and no on sale. Anyway, yeah, so you get part tokens, you go to a performance shop, you can then exchange 3 part tokens to do a Vegas style, like one of the slot machines, to roll for a part. Now you can lock in one of 3 things. You can lock in a brand, so say if you're trying to build a car on Next Tech, that's it, all the blue parts, you only want those, because if you get a certain amount of, if you get 3 or 6, you'll get bonuses towards certain stats depending on which brand it is. See, here we go. So I get a speed card, and it's a turbo. Do I equip it? Yes, I do. Okay. So what happens is you'll get speed cards, and you can lock in for either a brand, a certain type of part. There's 6 kind of parts. There's like ECU, exhaust, turbo, block. Off the top of my head, there's 2 more, and I can't remember what they are. Or gearbox, headers. That's it. That's all of them. And then also they can have perks such as jump, nitrous, acceleration, speed, braking. If I've said jump already, I probably have, to be honest. And you really can build a car for any situation. Like, you know, you can have one for, like, I'm building the VW Beetle derelict car just about jumping and nitrous. So that means I would go with the Americana brand because that's what it benefits. And then also you can lock in, say if you're building a car for that, you can also lock in for nitrous, like a little perk. And then you can have up to 3 perks, so there's guaranteed whatever yours is. And then you exchange 3 part tokens and you roll, and then you get a part. If you don't like it, you can also scrap it for 1, or you can sell it. So, you know. And you'll get 1 for playing this, and then you also get some part tokens out of the microtransactions, which are called they're called like deliveries or something. Shipments, that's it. Shipment. You'll get, like, I think out the standard ones you get money, part tokens, money, part tokens, and a vanity part. This can be anything from tyre smoke to different coloured nitrous. Yes, so neons, nitrous, tyre smoke. There's air suspension. I'm pretty sure there's 1 more. I don't remember. Hang on. I'm looking at my car trying to figure out what the other one is. I don't know. There might only be 4. I'm pretty sure there's 5 though. There's actually no. It's probably just 4. And I'm overthinking things as usual. Okay. Back to the reviewers though. Oh, what are you on about? They've given Need for Speed Payback across the board majority. I'm going to say out of 10. So overall a 6 or 7. On what grounds? We really like the Criterion handling. They're basically what they've done is, you know, when people were talking about stuff for Need for Speed 2015, it was like, okay, this is what we want. We want customization. We want working on the cops. And people at Need for Speed were like, okay, we'll work on those 6: customization, cops, open free roam, which is what we like. Nice open world. Nighttime, like the old Underground games. You know, a good array of cars, like on games like Need for Speed Most Wanted, where you start off with the Civic and you finish the game in a Porsche Carrera GT, or, you know, whatever. And that's kind of how the game would progress. You know, with progression, not like Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, where the first car you're ever given is a Porsche or an Aston Martin. I can't remember, one of the 2. Yes, but that's already a mid-game car in this. And then guess what? You know, like, you know, you could just go around and get in any car you like. It was basically a Burnout game, but with no progression. That was the idea of it. And then there was also the handling, which was easy. There was easy. Then you could turn any car into a perfect drifter. You could, like, there was this big park in the set, like in the kind of left side of the map, I think. And there's a big pillar or something in the middle of it. There's like a circular road. You can drift around that constantly in anything. Doesn't matter. It's not really realistic. And also they added the Hennessy Venom, which was let's just stop talking about that because I'm gonna trigger myself. Anyway, back to Payback. Okay, so we've gone over the review. The reviewers having no idea what they're talking about nothing to do with what we want, other than having a go at it, really, and then saying the game is too hard. Well, right, sorry, but games are getting easier and easier and easier, and it's not what's not annoying me, but you know, it gets on my nerves because they come in. They think, oh, we're going to write a really solid review about a game franchise that a lot of people really like, and then just play it for like 2 hours and say it's too difficult. That's because you've just started the game. Yes, the clips are 10 minutes and... Okay, now this is an example of what happens. You're gonna have to excuse me. When I record this footage, I hadn't played the game in a couple of days, so I was a bit rusty with the whole drifting thing. But grinding is back, which is good. Like, there's even an achievement where it says grind the same event for part tokens, which is, yeah, it's basically what you did. It basically means just play the same event twice. You know. Now, one thing. Okay, I'm gonna break down majority of the game and give you an overall view of what I think. Cars, great, lovely. You start in a Civic, or you know, some. Not actually, the starting cars aren't that. Like the high end of low end cars, if you get what I mean. Like of hatchbacks and stuff, they're the highest end of those. Very, very balanced though. Like you wouldn't want to use it to the end of the game. I think you can maybe, but you'd have to be properly committed. But the cars are amazing. Great selection, great variety. I love the class system. I love the fact they finally have a class designed to go against police cars. I've wanted that. It's just, the runner class is brilliant. I love it. Characters, they're very dull, okay? They're a bit... there's kind of the arrogant, a bit almost whiny kind of main guy. Then you've got the, you know, the cheered up guy, and then you've got the badass chick. So they are a bit copy and paste from a lot of other things, but I think that's just mainly, this is going to be ballsy, but this is to satisfy the modern 2017 equality and all that. You've got to have a black man, you've got to have a white man, you've got to have a woman, you've got to have this, you've got to have that. And honestly, I'm not saying it's an issue, but like, well, I'm going to be fair here, like, I don't, if they release someone like Mia, Most Wanted, into a modern game like this, where she's wearing those clothes, you know what I'm talking about, and in like one of the first cutscenes she does a very interesting walk, which would raise a few eyebrows, people would complain. That's just a fact. People, they assume it is just sexualizing women. We're not here to get triggered at various groups. You know who I'm talking about. Okay, moving on to the story. The story is good. I like it. You think that, oh yeah, I'm going to get this Koenigsegg Regera. It's like, oh my god, the Koenigsegg Regera. It looks so awesome. I love this thing. Like games like that. You're going to get stabbed in the back, which happened, like, it's like every good Need for Speed game. You start out in this amazing car, and then you're like, nope, dragged back down to reality. Here's your Honda Civic VTEC, dickhead mate, and good luck. Yeah, the odds aren't stacked against you in any way, shape or form, and then you overcome the odds, and then when you finally beat the last boss, do like whatever the story requests you to do, you just feel, yes, I did it. But over the way, you get your cars. I love the house, the mysteriousness of, we still don't know who the collector is. We don't. By the way, spoilers here. There's great returns from old characters. You got Cross in one of the missions with Jess early on, like, and he's like, to hell with this, I'm going back to Rockport. Meaning that this game is in the same universe as Most Wanted, Carbon, Underground 2. Probably, yeah, well, it has to be in the same universe as Need for Speed 2015 as well, because Fast Eddie's in it. And obviously he's from Underground 1, which is then linked to Underground 2, and then it's a really, really weird, like, I'd love to see somebody draw up like an American map of the Need for Speed cities. Anyway, also Pro Street must be in this, but the one thing I don't get is, why is the Run reference? Because the Run's based in the real world. Maybe it's like fictional cities in America alongside what we already have. Even though this is a blatant copy of Las Vegas. It's all about gambling, Fortune Valley. It's very much like Vegas. Anyway, next thing. The music. People don't really talk about this. The music? It's alright. like, there's a lot of people that would obviously like the music on the game. There's no... Right. The one thing I preferred about the older games was the fact they had a good selection. Most Wanted is a perfect example. A prime... Like, it had like 30 or 40 songs on there. Selection of anything from heavy metal, like your absolute like screamo, well not screamo, but you know, your heavy metal, all the way to your rap. There wasn't really any pop music. There was like, you know. Now I understand the whole, it's what people listen to, but people aren't gonna listen. Like, you think of Most Wanted and you think of just flying around in whatever car you were driving, and you got Ninth Hour by, I don't remember, by Styles of Beyond, and it was like, it was a rock but metal. You remember it. You remember, you know, like those games actually made me listen to some rap music. I'm not big on rap music. I'm gonna be straight up and honest. Like, I'm not. I'm more of a kind of. If you want to know what I mainly listen to, I'd say Green Day and Muse. Those kind of bit crazy kind of bands. I like them. But I also listen to other stuff, right? And that's what Most Wanted did perfectly, because the rap music and stuff was played in the menus. You chilled out, you're building up your car, you're slowly thinking, you're not stressing out, oh, I've got to put this part on, oh, and you know, your head banging and whatever. You're very relaxed. It means that when you're in the menus, it's like, okay, I've just done a race, take a breather, get back to it. And then when you're in the, you know, and then even the cop chases have separate music, like very dramatic, like you have, you know, your dramatic kind of orchestral style music, and that worked because it was at the moment you're being chased by police. There's a rhino coming at you. There's the, you know, roadblocks. There's spike. You don't want to hit those bloody spike strips. They will ruin you. Bringing me perfectly on to the next point. The cops. Okay, they are brilliant. If we only had a heat level system and the bait crates weren't a thing. Now I understand the whole idea is the fact that free roam cops aren't in the game yet. If you don't add them in at any point, then that's disappointing of them, but at least there's cops in free roam. What you need is a heat level system. You start off with Crown Victorias, you go up to Dodge Chargers, you go up to Dodge Chargers, well obviously like Crown Vic roadblock, like okay, you start off with Crown Victorias, then you go up to Chargers and like with the wooden barrier roadblocks. You then go up to Chargers with the kill switch cars. You then maybe go up to Corvettes with spike strips and maybe a helicopter. Not Skyhammer, just a helicopter, because Skyhammer comes in at level 5. How good would that be? You would be on edge the whole time, but Skyhammer only lasts for say a minute and a half. Short burst, because let's face it, if you've done the mission with Skyhammer, that's a difficult boss. Like, that is a really, really cool addition to the game. But okay, do we open our shipments here? Oh, we have 10 shipments. I don't actually, to be honest, I don't know if I oh no, the clip that I recorded here was actually supposed to be before the other one, because you can see I haven't done Drift Zone Master, but I do that in the one previous to this. So anyway, that's another thing. The challenge is really good, really balanced. Love that. Okay, what? Is this the same clip? Okay, this is the same clip from earlier. Rip. Anyway, doesn't matter, guys. You focus on me talking, not the gameplay. I'll post some more proper gameplay, maybe a build video. I don't know what car I want to build. I have done the M3 GTR, I have done the Skyline. Like, I've not done the M3 GTR with the livery because there's a weird setting. Like, Rockstar says it, oh, not Rockstar. Why do I always blame Rockstar with settings? Well, why wouldn't I? Microsoft say that I can see user-generated content, but I can't, so I can't put the Most Wanted delivery on. I'm not even going to try to remake it because I would just do a horrible job of it and it'd be the wrong shade of blue. It was like, oh, you're just trying to copy the one from Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012. Anyway, then, okay, so we've gone over the cops, the cars, the progression. I think another one that people don't really talk about is the microtransactions. Oh, actually, no, graphics. Let's talk about the graphics very quickly. They're bloody amazing. Look at this, seriously. Like, every time they release a new Speed game, the graphics just get better. Obviously, well, yeah, because it's a new game, but they get even better than you would have thought. Like, I never thought that they could just go, you know what? Need for Speed looks bloody amazing, because it does. Okay, quick chat about the graphics. Now, this is a big one. This is probably the biggest thing. If it's not biggest, top 3 easily. The handling. I'm torn. Okay. Everyone is catered for. You've got your Criterion drifter brake, brakes drift, not drifter brake, as standard. That's the standard handling for most cars, except for like kind of drag-ish, because it's drag. They're not supposed to go around corners, supposed to go like that. I'm sorry, but the drag is difficult. Like that's the hardest class to use. Easiest is probably drift or race, you know. And then runner's a bit of a challenge, and off-road is probably somewhere in between. But the live tuning is brilliant. You can change whatever you want about your car. Stability control is basically brake to drift or no brake to drift. It's way better than 2015. Like 2015, like you'd hit a jump, you'd land, you hit lamppost, and the car would just flip out for no reason. Crash cams also really good, much harder to trigger. Need a bit of work in the races because I would be able to recover. I've got full tank of nitrous, and I like the idea of, you know, like respawning moving, but like the loading time takes ages. Like, you know, have you ever done it where you're in a GTA stunt race or something? I get the respawn time is much faster, but you're fighting for the lead. You're in the top 3, and you respawn, and at the one time you need the game not to take a few seconds load, it does, and it annoys the hell out of you. It's like it respawns you, and you just see first place just go, bye, have a great time, and he just goes past you, and you lose. You come second or something. That's kind of what it's like on Need for Speed. Like, sometimes it's Thursday. Right, this is an issue I have with the drag, though. A bit of a side note. Why does the drag, you know, like when you're spinning up or whatever you're doing, why does the meter disappear after the first heat? Have they patched this? I don't know. I don't do drag racing. I'll have a look and get back to you guys next episode on that. But why is it? I don't get why it disappears. Is it? Maybe it's a glitch. Maybe that is supposed to happen, and they're like, okay, so you need to get used to how much the car revs before, and then you know how much to hold the trigger down or hold the pedal down if you're using a steering wheel pedal. I don't know if this game would work with the steering wheel pedal. I have to try that, but I don't have one, so that's for another video. My overall thoughts on the game, though, I'm going to give you an out of 10 in comparison to what IGN and that think of it. I don't know. Okay, if we're saying that Rivals and Most Wanted 2012 were a 1, and Most Wanted Underground 2 were a 10, I'm going to say 2015's a 7.5, and I'm going to give this one an 8.5. There are issues, but what game doesn't have issues? I'm not saying that Most Wanted 05 is perfect, I'm not, but it's the best Need for Speed game there's ever been. And I'd probably say I put this game on the same rank as The Run, because people do not give The Run enough credit. That game was bloody amazing. It had graphics ahead of its time thanks to that beautiful Frostbite engine. Or Black Box were a bunch of bloody geniuses, then they got rid of them. Well, it's the best game they've released in several years. Like, this is probably the best game EA have released for Need for Speed in around 10 years. Now anyone who, also another one, anyone who has a go at Nitro, you're a moron, because it was a Nintendo Wii game. And it was a load of fun. It was cartoonish and stupid. It was designed to be cartoonish and stupid. It's not designed to be a good Need for Speed game. And it was fun. It was really, really fun. Like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it on Nintendo Wii. It was a bit of a crazy game, pretty crazy game. Can't speak. Excuse me. Even the cars look stupid. Like the Pagani Zonda had massive wheels for no reason other than the fact that it's a cartoon. And even then, like, the customization was probably better in that than it was in Rivals, if I'm honest. I hate to break it, but probably was. Use the Wii remote to try and do your paint job. Trying to line up the one graphic you want perfectly was so difficult, but it was funny. It was a great game. This, though, I think Payback is a like, if... Okay, I'm gonna quote, like, Neil on... Whoever said it, Need for Speed 2015 was a step for Need for Speed. Payback was a leap forward for Need for Speed. That's what it was. Like, that you've got 2015 was amazing. It's like, okay, we're back in business. Payback's like, yes, we are. Thank you, EA. Thank you, Ghost, because Ghost are like Black Box. New on the scene, but man, they're doing a great job. Keep at it, guys, and make sure those content updates. Thank you for making them free, EA. Thank you. Also, we've got a mission pack or something. I'll upload that, because to be honest, I don't think I'll upload the story, to be honest, guys. I'd rather just play the game. Look, Black Panther did an amazing playthrough on the story. Go watch him. He's a better YouTuber than I'll ever be. And he's funny as hell, so go and watch his playthrough. Don't watch mine. You know, I'll probably say in the description, you know, how you spell his channel. He's so funny. He's got the classic British humour. I love watching him, and I've been watching him for a good few months now. Put it this way, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be playing Need for Speed, because I would be like, well, I would have got it, obviously, because, well, it's Need for Speed, but I wouldn't be as back and as passionate about it, because I used to be a massive racing game guy back in the day. This game brings it all back for me, and that's all I ever wanted. I just wanted a game that's like, hey, you know those old games? Here you go. We're coming to the end of this video, guys. A much longer video than I usually post, but I really felt like I've got a lot off my chest for what I wanted to say about this game. And it's an amazing game. Get it. Just get it. It's so good. It's amazing. I'll see you guys next time. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. IGN, don't give a bad review. Cheeky rhyme. Go and check out Black Panther's playthrough. You've seen my start to it. What more can I say? This is Cyber Dragon 754 Nick.